Alright, so this is now going to be using Cramer's rule with a 3x3, so 3 variables, three equations. We already talked about Cramer's rule 2, and it really is actually the same thing. The only thing that's different is how to find the determinant, but we already talked about that in class. Again, these are the keys you press, and then when you are ready, names, and we want A. Okay, so usually use, well, it doesn't matter which one you use, honestly. So let's use the calculator real fast and see what we can do. So the first thing you're going to do is we want to enter this determinant. So we're just going to find a determinant right now into your matrix. So if I do second matrix, which is down, well, it's actually the button under the math. It looks like x to the -1. Matrix is above it. Some of you guys, if you have different calculators, it might be somewhere else. Regardless, you have to get to the matrix menu. There's 3 options: names, math, and edit. Names is what we use at the end once it's edited in. But first we want to edit it. I'm going to edit A, why not? Because, you know, that's the first one. And now I want a 3x3. And now I'm going to type in the numbers that are here. Be careful, make sure that you type them in perfectly correct. So 2, 4, 6, -7, 3 and 8. And then we have 12, 0, and 2. Once you get that done, you can just do second mode to get out of the screen. It's already saved as that. Now, we want to go to matrix again, so you'll keep going back to this matrix menu, second x to the -1, or x inverse. Go over to math. We want to find the determinant. So we hit enter on this determinant. And now I want to go to second, again, x inverse, and I want to now use matrix A, which is under names. We don't go to edit, we stay under names, and I'm now going to use matrix A. So the determinant of matrix A is 236, which I did not get the first time I did this, so I might have made a little error. Let me double check my numbers. Aha! I already did something wrong. This is what you guys have to be careful of. I go too fast and I don't type in the correct number. -2 for that. Now the nice thing is I can just do second enter to bring back up my last command that I gave the calculator. And now it should give me 100. There it is. Okay, that is the correct answer, 100. So the determinant is 100 for that 3x3 matrix. We can use this information to do a couple things. 1, to solve our systems of equations, and 2, to find an area of a triangle given 3 points, random 3 points on a coordinate grid. This is just a fun little formula. You guys, we're just showing you how to use it and how it applies. So I want to find the area of this. The area is equal to plus or minus 1/2. The determinant of, I'm going to use 1, 2, and then these are all 1s. The other points are 6, 2, and the other point is 4, 0. Okay? So why don't you guys try to type this into your calculator and see what you get. The only reason why it's plus or minus, by the way, is sometimes determinants are negative. We always want a positive area. Okay, so if for some reason the determinant is negative, then you will have, then you use the negative sign and make it positive. So when you type this into your calculator, I'm not going to do this one on the calculator. I want you guys to try it yourself. You should get -10 for this determinant. So the area is equal to either plus or minus 1/2 times -10. Well, since this is negative, we want a negative just because we want a positive area. Again, it doesn't matter. The area just should be a positive number at the end. The area of this triangle is 5 units squared. Okay, so that's just a formula that's kind of fun to use and know how to use for finding areas of triangles. The reason we really want to use determinants, though, is to do Cramer's rule again. So with Cramer's rule with 3 variables, we use n sub x, n sub y, and n sub z, and we still have our d determinant. First things first, let's rewrite all these so they're in standard form. X plus 4y plus 0z. Make sure you have all 3 letters in here so we know what is happening. 3x plus 8y plus 3z equals 92. Nothing changed there. 0x plus 2y plus z equals 18. Alright, so now we're going to find all our different determinants. I'm going to first write them out, and then I'm going to do one or two of them on the calculator. I'm not going to do all four. So the D determinant, again, are the coefficients of the x, y's, and z's. This is the one you start with. It's the denominator for your fractions when we're done. So we have 130, 482, and 031. Okay. So we'll solve that. We also have n sub x. Again, what this means is instead of the x row of 1, 3, and 0, I am now putting in the 16, the 92, and the 18. The other two rows stay in the same spot. Some of you guys on the first quiz were moving the y's into the x spot, and that wasn't correct. Okay, the z's and the y's stay in the same spot. It's just we are subbing in for the x. So we're going to have to solve that. We're going to have to solve n sub y, which means that now the x's are back. Our y's are now these numbers. And finally, we have our z's are the same as what they are. And finally, we have n sub z, which again follows the same order. We have 130, 482, and now we have the 16, the 92, and the 18. Okay, so let's do one or two of these on the calculator. Again, you can pause it and see what numbers you get, but I'm going to do a couple of them, and then you guys can finish it up. So let's go back into our matrix, second x inverse. I want to edit these. I want to keep it a 3 by 3, enter, enter, and I'm going to do the D one first. So let's see. We do 1. Now remember, it goes across 4 and 0, 3. There it goes. 3, 8, and 3. And then finally we have 0, 2, and 1. The nice thing is once you get one of them in, then when you're editing them, they don't take as long. Alright, so second mode to quit. Now here's the nice thing. I've already been doing determinant of A. Okay? If you still have that on here, just hit second enter to bring that back up. And the determinant of that A value is negative 10. Negative 10. So this is negative 10. Alright, let's do n sub x now. For n sub x, you go back into second matrix, edit the screen, and the thing is we're just subbing out the x value. So instead of 1, 3, and 0, we're putting 16. Oops, something happened there. 16. Hit down. 92. Hit down. And 18. Okay, so now this is n sub x. So I can hit second mode to get back to the home screen. And again, second enter brings back up the same exact thing I want. N sub x is equal to negative 120. So this turns into negative 120. Now I want you guys to keep going. Pause the video and find the other two. And then I will show you what you should get for n sub y. Again, if you don't want to know what these are yet, pause the video. N sub y you should get negative 160. And n sub z you should get negative 10. And then the answer is the same thing. X is just equal to n sub x. Negative 120 over the D, which is negative 10. Y is equal to n sub y. Oh, you know what? I actually messed those up. You should get negative 160 for n sub z and negative 10 for n sub y, which will then change this to negative 10 over negative 10. And z would then be the negative 160 over negative 10. Okay? Sorry about that. Those are flipped. Alright, so then you just do the math. This becomes 12, y becomes 1, z becomes 16. So the solution to the system is 12, 1, and 16. And this is a way of doing it instead of doing all that substitution elimination you did a couple nights ago. Okay, and that's all it is to Cramer's rule and using the calculator to find determinants. Pretty easy lesson. Hopefully you guys practice it and we do well in class tomorrow.